dismissed every accomplishment I've made. You've talked about my father. Well, you call me an entitled millennial, I call you a carny succubus, because the dirty secret about you, the dirty secret is you need this generation more than it needs you.
What up, y'all? This is KMB, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe, and this is the New World Podcast, brother. So, as you may be scratching your head and thinking, like, damn, these podcasts are coming out a little late. Yeah, it's been one rough week, y'all. I haven't really sat down to watch any wrestling besides Monday Night Raw, and I think I put that podcast out at some point, maybe on a Friday or a Thursday. I don't know. My week has been screwed up, but it was one hell of a week, 14-hour days, which is fine because I knew I was prepared-ish for this last week. But now I'm going to go on vacation for 3 weeks. 3 weeks off. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I'm so excited though. Okay? But I got to sit down. Let's just get these podcasts banging. Let's start it off with NXT. December 9th, 2025. Big Booker on commentary. We just had Deadline. Yeah, the craziness of Deadline. Obafemi is our new NXT champion. The ruler is back. And I was saying on that podcast, Javon wins because Oba and him have unfinished business. And Javon is finally going to get his NXT championship match at New Year's Evil, right? Crickets, right? Crickets. So we have this whole thing with Ricky and Oba. Ricky's like, I could give up. I could do this. But no. I'm absolute Ricky Saints here, man. I'm going to get my championship back. You got one. I got one. We have one more score to settle because that's how it goes here in pro wrestling. But here comes Javon, and Javon's like, whoa. Hold on. Hold the phone. I have my match with Oba. New Year's Evil. But let's do it tonight. And I'm like scratching my head like, what? Okay. All right. And then Oba's like, you know what? I ain't afraid of you because I beat you over and over. And he's not wrong. And Oba tells him, fine, me and you tonight. And I'm like, oh, okay. So Javon's winning tonight? Crickets. Javon's winning tonight? Crickets. Okay. Well, we shall see how the show goes. Then our first match of the night, Kalani Jordan versus Jordan Grace. And one hell of a match, man. This is my match of the night. I want these two to fight forever. Fight forever. Fight forever. There was a crazy moment where Jordan grabs a chair because she wants to wrap it around Kalani's head. And she's about to go in there. The ref's like, no, and gets a little bit distracted. Then Kalani Jordan punches Jordan Grace. Well, she slams her right into the barricade. And Kalani Jordan gets the win. I was like, hot damn. This was an awesome match, though. Match of the night. I got to say, almost the highlight of the night. Almost. But yeah, these two, I want another match with these two, but some stipulations involved. Stipulations. And speaking of that, we have Blake versus All. Her open challenge for the North American Championship. Then the locker room came out, and then she's like, whoa, hey, hold on, ladies. I can't fight you all. Then here out of nowhere is Thea Hale. She makes Blake tap. She thinks the match started with no ref or no nothing. No ding at all. Nah. And Thea's like, oh. And Blake's like, hey, dummy. But we are building to Blake and Thea. I feel it. Thea Hale's been highlighted a lot, especially her team up with Say His Name and He'll Appear. Joe Hendry. All right. So Blake versus All. No, then Thea. Silly goose. Then we go right into a debut. My wife was excited about this one. Mr. Dark Web himself, Mr. Shiloh Hill. Yeah, versus Lexis King, who I keep scratching my head. I'm like, what the hell are we going to do with Lexis King? You got a badass name. He had a badass entrance. He had a look and nothing. You gave him a Heritage Cup. Cool. This is Brian Pillman's son here. And we're doing nothing with him. So. And losing to a debut like Shiloh, which is, understandable. But, yeah, Shiloh looked good here. I like taking the tooth out because, he is missing a tooth. He's all about the dark web and everything like that, So I'm very excited for Shiloh Hill. I'm glad Shiloh got the win. I'm just not very happy with the way we're treating Lexis King. We have Ethan Page. He is the greatest. I love Ethan Page. He's going to take your smile away. He's talking about how he's the greatest North American champion on God's green earth here. And out of nowhere, lights go out. Tony D'Angelo is targeting Ethan Page for that North American championship. I feel that Tony D'Angelo is beyond that North American championship. I feel he could be main roster bound or for the NXT championship itself. But of course we have Oba, Ricky, and Javon in that area, so it's a little crowded. So Tony has targeted Ethan Page, and he wants that championship. I love the lights going out. I love that little video montage of him walking on that bridge. And, he's right there, big coat and everything like that. Tony looks good. And I'm excited about this Tony and Ethan Page feud. And we go into Soul versus Ren. I love Ren Sinclair. And I love Soul. She has a big match with Bayley at Saturday Night Main Event. Yeah, a huge match with Bayley. So Soul gets the win here. Nothing crazy. Zarya's watching. Zarya's like, no. Yeah, I'm not going to talk to you. And Soul's like, but why? She goes after Zarya because Zarya's in the crowd. And she looks and she turns her head away and this drama. Then we have a whole crazy segment with Fatal Influence, Kendall Gray, Ren Sinclair, because Gray has a match against JC Jane at New Year's Evil for that Women's NXT Championship. Ren's a little beat up, though, because she just lost her match to Soul, but this ends up being a beatdown from Fatal Influence and JC Jane sending a message. Don't F with me, because you'll get knocked down, and I got my homies, they got my back. You heard? But no one went saved Gray or Ren. It was just a straight beatdown. And I'm excited about Kendall Gray versus JC Jane. Do I want JC to lose it? Nah. Do I want Gray to win it? Yeah. But we shall see. New Year's Evil. It's almost 2026, which is insane. Now our World Championship match here. Oba Femi versus Javon Evans. We built this in storytelling at Deadline where I was like, okay, I can see why Oba won the championship. Oh, I can see why Javon won the Iron Survivor, because Javon's finally going to get his chance and his opportunity to win that championship back at New Year's Eve. Well, win it for the first time at New Year's Eve. We're finally going to give the bouncy OG, young OG, his opportunity, his time to shine in the light. Nope. We could blame Ricky. We can blame Shawn Michaels booking this. But no, Oba, he retains the championship. Ricky is being Ricky because he wants his opportunity. So what does this mean for Javon Evans? Does this mean, he's obviously gave away his match already. Obviously, I would say obviously, but are we going with Oba versus Ricky at New Year's Evil instead? Will Ricky win that championship back? I don't know. I just feel like, all in all, Javon Evans got the bone on this one. Just putting it out there. I feel like he got the bone on this one because he gave away his championship match and he lost. And now Oba moves on. The ruler. So NXT, y'all. 3 out of 5. December 9th, 2025. Vic Booker on commentary. Match of the night, Kalani Jordan versus Jordan Grace. Moment of the night, Shiloh Hill taking that tooth out. That was pretty awesome. Also, Tony D'Angelo and Ethan Page. I'm excited for that. A few little stinkers here and there, but it's okay. It's all right. We'll see what happens next week. Okay? Now we build to New Year's Evil. Where do we move forward? Are the NXT PLEs going to be on ESPN. We shall see, because the Peacock deal is ending. The content is slowly disappearing. And this is why I say, thank the Lord, I collect not social media. I collect physical media. So, all right, y'all. Tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share with your grandpa. Share with the Lord. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja. And remember that the New World Podcast is for life. Even if it's like a week late. Brother.
Well, Book, if you remember everyone in the locker room and...
Okay, one at a time. I've only got 2 hands.
It looks like she's got some
Seriously, one at a
challenges.
time. I can't. That's all you want.